So I'm doing this live, so forgive me if I end up messing it all up. Let's get into our Onshape app. Now, usually you would click on my Onshape here to go to your drawings, but I'm going to click on public, and it might just take a moment to get through there because it's searching through all the public things. I've not got a lot of experience using this app, so I'm going to click on the search button there, the magnifying glass, and I'm going to type into here head for glasses and search at the bottom there. I've got very good at using the PC version, but trying to see this on my tiny little phone with my eyesight is not the best in the world, but I think I've got this thing worked out. Right, so there's my file at the top. You can see Head for Glasses by Jason Martindale. I'm going to tick on the I there, and I'm going to click on copy here. And I'm going to give it a new name. So let's call it Mr. M. And I'm going to click on copy workspace there. This bit is going to take the longest, actually, opening up my new workspace. Now, when it comes up in the first instance, it'll come up with this bit here, human head step. Ignore that down here. Down at the bottom here, we're going to click on human head, and it's going to open that up in the new workplace. So using one finger, I can move the face around. Using two fingers, I can move in and out like this, and I can spin around. Using two fingers as well, I can slide forwards and backwards. Now you can see it's then difficult to get back. I suppose it's not actually quite easy to get back where you want it. I'm going to click on the little pencil here at the top in the middle, like so, and it asks me to select a plane that I want to draw on. Well, let's move this down and slide that just out of the way for a minute. I want this, you see this blue square, I'm going to click on that. If I can get that, that's it, that's done that. Okay, so then it's come up with all of these options, filled my entire screen of different options. I'm going to start off with an ellipse, like so. And now I can draw the ellipse on that sketch. But it's going to be easier to see straight on. So I'm going to click on the little box, the little cube up here in the top right-hand corner. Click on that. And I want to view the front face. As you can see, that's then drawn that straight on there. I'm going to just zoom in there with my fingers there. So I'm in the middle of drawing this ellipse. So another thing about using the app here, because you need to be so accurate, what it doesn't do is it doesn't click where you put your finger down. So I'm going to put my finger on the screen. My finger's now on the screen and I'm moving around. But my finger's below the cursor that you can see. The little cross is the cursor. My finger's below that. So I'm moving that around. My finger's still on the screen. I'm going to put that where I want it, which is exactly in the middle of that eye. Then when I lift my finger, you can see that it's drawn a little dot there. So when you put your finger down, it's not a case of clicking, it's a case of then the cursor is there and it's moving around. So what I'm going to do now, my finger's still on the screen, I'm going to get the angle of the ellipse and the width of the ellipse, and now take my finger off. And then when I put my finger back on, it's the height of the ellipse there. So I'm going to leave that there. So I've now drawn an ellipse. I'm going to click on my pencil because I've finished with my ellipse now. Let's use a spline on there. So again, I put my finger on, keep it on. It's lifting off that matters. So I'm not worried about the fact that this is a line here all over the place. It's when I take my finger off that matters. And then put it back on, lift it off, put it back on, lift it off, put it back on. And I'm going to lift it off, actually. You see there that it's in line with the center. Okay, so now I'm happy with that ellipse. Back to here, let's try line. So using the cursor, I can just pick out the corner there, put it back on, lift it off, put it back on, lift it off, put it back on. Let's go up to the central line there as well. Okay. What else can we do here? We could do a Inscribed Polygon, although these aren't worth the effort for me really at this point. Right, so I'm going to click this. Let's do it over here. Click the center point. I'll put it on the line, no worries. And I'm going to put this there, and then I'm going to select the number of sides for a polygon. So I'm going to have 3, 5. Let's go for that many. Okay. Now then, I can move this polygon, although this is where it's going to all go completely. Let's take that off. So now with my finger, if I use this button, can you see how this is a cursor there? I can select the inside of that there, and then once it's now orange, I can, let's click on there, click off there, click on there again. Has that worked? No. Right, there is a way of moving things around. I'll guess perhaps it's asking me about the size. Let's just change the size there, make a 7. I'm going to try this one more time. In fact, I'm going to try something easier. Let's try moving this line. So I'm going to select that line there. Now then, I can move the line. Or maybe it's just the way that I was trying to move the polygon itself. Right, so that's confused you enough. Let's carry on with that then. Click on the pencil. I'm going to use the trim tool, and I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. I'm going to use the cursor to pick out that bit there. I'm going to use the cursor, click on there and go in and click that bit there, get rid of that. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. So funny trying to do this on a tiny mobile phone. Get rid of this, especially when you start getting messages coming up from the class that you're in the middle of teaching. So that's interesting in itself. Look, Mr. Martindale's teaching and drawing at the same time. They say men can't multitask. Well, to be perfectly honest, the main reason is that we're already thinking about beer and football before we start teaching and drawing using computer-aided design. So no wonder, really, is it? I didn't know it asked you about grams, that actually, Roisin, so that's quite interesting in itself. Right, so I've got a sketch there anyway. Yep. And then lastly, go away with your notifications. I'm going to draw a line that goes from the middle here, from there, to up here. And I'm going to use this as my line for reflecting. Oh, I needed to, let's undo that. Okay, so yeah, undo is in the top left there. You've got the do and the undo, yeah. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to click on the pencil, and I'm going to click on this one, bottom left here. Can you see it says mirror, or mirror, as they say in America. Let's click on mirror. So it asked me for a mirror line or plane. Well, I'm going to use the middle line, that one. And then it asked me to select the entities to be mirrored, and I can do that individually. In fact, I'm going to do it individually because I'm using my phone. I don't trust myself to be able to select it all. It is a case of being able to select them all if you have a little practice with this. As I say, this is probably only the second or third time that I've tried using the app for anything. It doesn't, oh, it does, it's all right with that. Now I'm going to zoom in over here. So I'm not very experienced using this app, I'm afraid. And if you ask me questions, I might not be able to give you the answers immediately until I've worked them out. Can I get that little bit in there? Yeah, I can. Now, we probably should have it all now. No, we're missing a couple of bits. Do you know, it might even be easier at this stage for me to just join them with a line. So there to there. Click on the line to come out of it, and another one from there to there. Okay, click on the line to come out of that. And I've now got a sketch that's on here. If I turn this back off, or what this does is it locks the view. So now you'll find I can move this around. You can see that I've drawn that on this plane that is in front of this head. The next thing I want to do is to make it three-dimensional. I'm going to click on the circle at the top and click on extrude. And it usually might ask you which faces that you want to extrude, but actually it's automatically picked them out, which is handy for me. We can see here the depth at the moment is 25 centimeters. I can use the arrow on there to pull it out if I want, or on here I can put a more precise dimension in there. So put 5 millimeters in there, click a tick on there. You see it's working behind me, trying to get that together. And then once I'm happy with the extrusion, I'm going to click tick on there as well. And it will probably go back to, there we go. So that's essentially the sunglasses there to work on. You might like to change the colour. So if I go to here, you can see, oh, right, okay, I've only got one part at the moment, and it's the head. If I click to turn the head off, you can see it's got rid of my sunglasses as well. So when I clicked on extrusion, if you want to change sketch one, or if you want to change extrusion, all you do is you just click on them here, or I think you have to click on edit in actual fact on here. And here, at this point, result body operation type, it said add. And what that did is it added the glasses to the face, so it's like a bionic face. I didn't want add, I wanted it to be new. Oh, that didn't select, did it? I wanted it to be new. There we go. And what that does instead is you can see now that we've got two parts. We've got the head part, which is there. In fact, if I pull this out, we've got the head part, which we can turn on and off, and we've got the glasses part that we can turn on and off. And we can also click on the little dots down here and click on appearance and change the colours that we're using as well. Okay. So over here, we've got the sunglasses plane that we were drawing on. We can turn that off there. I don't know if you can see what's going on. There, on and off. And I have also put in a right temple plane and a left temple plane here, that for some reason, although I've put them on, you don't seem to be able to see them there. I'll have a little play with that. You don't need those for the minute anyway, so let's get rid of those. And let's get rid of the sunglasses plane as well for that sake. And there's my sunglasses design. Now then, I do want you to be able to share this with me, and this isn't something that I have yet really worked out. I think probably if we click on the three dots at the top, that's correct, and then we click this one here as well, we can click on edit, and you can share it with individuals, and if you click on then plus, you can type in, these are all the people who shared things with me in the past. You could put my email address in there, please, jason.martindale@spaldinghigh.links.sch.uk, and you're going to click share, and this is going to say, hang on a minute, you can't share it with yourself. But that's basically what you're going to do, and then that's going to come back to me, and I'm going to be able to see it and help you out. Okay, so good luck with that. This is where I find that I haven't